Hey, what's up? Bazazel. Bazazel Bagel here. And then today we are doing Wraith as the guide. And so this is actually going to be my okay, technically it's my third guide video, but out of the killer rosters I'm going to try to go in order. This is going to be my second one from Trapper, and I want you guys to know if my Trapper one was okay. And if this one's good, please tell me anything I can do that can make it better. I will try my best to do that. So, Wraith. If you guys don't know, I've been playing this game pretty much for almost 8 years now. I've been playing since 2016, and out of all of the killers, Wraith was the first ever killer I was able to get rank 1. I think I finally got rank 1 a year later after I played. 2017, I think, was the last time I remember getting rank 1, or the earliest I remember getting rank 1, and Wraith was able to do that. I believe that Wraith is actually, out of the killers, players get for free, I believe Wraith is probably the best one you can pick. Okay, and let's go over quickly about Wraith. So what Wraith does is that he has a bell that he can bing bong to uncloak himself or to cloak himself. So at the beginning of a match, or at the beginning of the match, Wraith starts uncloaked. And the good thing about this, he right now is the only stealth killer in the entire game where it's not obvious that you're Wraith, compared to the other stealth killers. For an example, Pig. There are pig boxes everywhere. Sadako. There are TVs everywhere. And like another detail that some people actually don't notice is that if you're going up against a Sadako, all of the survivors' portraits at the left side of the screen are blackened in a circle-y kind of way. And that indicates that the killer is a Sadako. But the thing about Wraith, survivors have no idea it's a Wraith. So this can get you a really, really easy first hit. But here's the problem about Wraith, right? He can get that really easy first hit, but following up for a second hit is really difficult. Like once you go, because this is going to be a beginner video, but once you go into intermediate and eventually advanced, you are going to notice that if you start to go against really good survivors, getting the second hit right after you just get a first hit is going to feel nearly impossible, including if you're going against survivors who are really good at looping and they know your limitations. Wraith's advantages: when he's cloaked, he's invisible to the naked eye until 24 meters, and he slowly starts appearing, but it's kind of like a fog shimmering kind of effect. And he's probably one of the best killers in the entire game that can ambush someone, so you can easily sneak up and get the first hit. So what do you do when you get that first hit? For a beginner, I recommend that the first thing you do after you get a first hit is to just hit and run. Have like a hit and run mentality. You go sneak up someone, bam, you hit them. Okay, now go as Wraith, go cloak and patrol to another generator you believe that there could be survivors at. Speed is really good, because not only just speed to make it where Wraith can quickly move around the map, so you don't have to worry about mobility, and he's a stealth killer, so that's cherry on top. But the thing is, you can also use his mobility in chases. When you're chasing a survivor, like, let's say if you are going to try to go for the second hit, or maybe like a survivor is like, they spot you pretty early. So you're like, okay, one thing you can do as Wraith is that you can go up to that survivor and try to go around in front of them and then uncloak, and you can catch them off guard. If they're running to a window, you can quickly go there and body block them before they can get there. Because the thing about Wraith, even though when he's cloaked and he's technically in the spirit realm, he still has collision, so he can still interact with survivors and body block them from pallets and windows. And you'll see some more of that in the future games. And okay, another thing, stealth, undetectable status. He cannot be read by any aura reading perks the survivors have when he's cloaked. So if the survivor has object of obsession, it's not gonna work. Survivors have fogwise, that's not gonna work. If survivors have dark sense, it's not gonna work. Wraith has a lot of limitations, and you will see that once you're playing him and in the matches I play in the future. If survivors who start getting to know your limitations, this is when Wraith can get really difficult, and the second hit is just not worth going. Because, okay, so the limitations, first limitation I think would be actually, so you know the body blocking thing I was talking about? So you can body block survivors, right? But that does not mean that survivors can't body block you. There are some survivors that, let's say like you're uncloaking at a pallet and then they drop a pallet, but you fake like the uncloak. Survivors can spam vault the pallet and you can't break the pallet unless you uncloak. It will waste so much time. Wraith can't swing when he's invisible. This is a really hefty limitation Wraith has, and a lot of survivors know that. A lot of good survivors will always feel safe when playing against this killer. Another limitation, this is kind of more of like an audio thing. There is like a whooshing sound effect, and I have like a bell. So okay, so there's this the add-on's gonna be a bone clapper. This is the add-on I recommend for you guys. The bone clapper bell is an add-on that makes it when Wraith bing bongs a bell. First, survivors can hear the bell from like 24 meters. This makes it where this is global. So every time you bing bong that bell, every single survivor hears it. This can be really good because this can let's say you, including in the hit and run. If you're doing hit and run, this can be really good. So I'm surprised this add-on's yellow. I honestly think this should be a purple add-on. I actually, maybe even iridescent. Like, I think this is better than Silent Bell. And it's for this reason. This gives survivors a false sense of security, and it can make survivors really panicky when they really shouldn't. For an example, you're going to see in a match, I think it takes place in Larry's, where I am chasing a survivor, I uncloak, everyone hears the bell, so I can only assume that in the beginning of the match, people are getting kind of wary, like, okay, I probably should get off this generator, and then I hit a survivor, and then I bing bong my bell, and then I hit an other survivor after I uncloak after bing bonging, and then I cloak again, and then I go on the other side of the map and uncloak and grab this Claudette from a generator because she feels so safe that she hears the global bell of like, okay, this guy is just meddling with those kids over there because, you know, this Claudette could have empathy because that's a Claudette perk. Seeing all the injured survivors on the other side of the map, she's like, okay, these people are chill. These people just have it going on over there. And then little does she know, I'm actually already on her side of the map, cloaking around the corner, and I grab her. But really good survivors might not fall for this, and the reason is because the whooshing. So Wraith, I don't think it says it here. It does not say it here. Okay, the wailing bell can be heard up to 24 meters. Okay, and this is another limitation. So you can hear the bell of 24 meters, but there's this whooshing sound effect that happens when you're within 40 meters of a survivor. This Claudette, because of how big Larry's is, this Claudette should have known that I was near her because she saw people on the other side of the map, but she still heard the whooshing sound. You can also hear the whooshing sound as Wraith. You'll hear it every time on Cloak. You hear like a whoosh. I don't know how to describe the sound. Okay, another thing that Wraith has is that when he gets uncloaked, he gets a 1 second of burst of speed. This can help you in anti-looping, but not really. Like, I don't, like, it's good, but I would not like have the mentality that, oh, I can speed boost when I uncloak, I should go for the second hit because it would be worth it. Sometimes that's not the case. The thing as a beginner Wraith you have to look out for is that survivors who have flashbangs, right now it's the Lunar New Year event, so there's gonna be a lot of firecrackers happening. Flashlights can, these three things can burn Wraith out of Cloak. Same thing is Blast Mine. If you don't know what Blast Mine is, it's a perk that Jill has from Resident Evil. And what that does is that when she does like a percentage of a generator, she can like click the generator and then it has a Blast Mine on it. And if Wraith kicks that, it's a pretty long stun. Because the thing about Wraith, another limitation is that when he's cloaked, if he gets stunned, not only does it force him out of uncloak, but the stun animation is like, it's like what, 5 or 6 seconds? It's really long, and you do not want this to happen to you. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go into the build, and I'm gonna go kind of a little bit in depth, but not too much in depth. I don't want it to be confusing. So again, we have the add-on, the Bone Clapper. I've already said this. So this is probably, in my opinion, his other best add-on. I would stay away from these add-ons. I know some people like running the Ghost, because what this does is that after uncloaking, the Wraith's Terror Radius and Red Stain will remain suppressed for 6 seconds. Although this can be good with this, because it makes survivors even more fooled. It can make them even more fooled that you're not there. The Red Stain and Terror Radius is like base kit. I think it's still fine. Like, it's suppressed for like only a second, or like it can be immediate. But if you want to get grabs with this, you can still do it without this add-on. So I think the best one would be this one. So this increases uncloaking speed by 8%, which it sounds really little, but this can really get you a hit last second. He has his other add-ons. Okay, his other add-ons is going to be Windstorm. This is another really good one. This is probably the one I would tell you guys to get in second place. This makes it where you move 5% quicker when cloaked. Again, it sounds like a really low number, but it's really good for like body blocking, like I said before. Okay, which ones you need to look out for? Do not get the blank ones. These are the blank ones. Increases cloaking speed. That's just you bing bonging the bell 60. Even if you have two of these, 100% quicker. How does that help you? That doesn't suppress your Terradius faster, by the way. It doesn't do that. When Wraith cloaks, his Terradius slowly mellows down. This does not do it twice as quickly. Okay, this is only good on like a gimmick build, but there's perks that can help you a lot more than this. So this just makes it if you it says surprise attacks. Surprise attacks is when you uncloak as Wraith and you hit a survivor. That is a surprise attack. And it actually does not have to be during the speed boost. It could be like, I think like sometimes I get surprise hits after like 8 seconds of uncloaking. I think that's probably what the cap is. And it makes them blind for 60 seconds. It's not really that good. I already actually do have a perk that does that. And that perk is going to be Fearmonger. This perk is really good on a beginner Wraith. Again, it says very rare, the Demogorgon perk. The only reason why it says that, this perk is for every killer. The only reason why it says that is because I got this as a teachable when Demogorgon was in the game. So, by the way, just FYI. So what does Fearmonger do? Fearmonger makes it when survivors work on a generator, they are afflicted by blindness and exhausted infinitely until they let go. If they do let go, they still are afflicted by that for 5 seconds, and this is really good as Wraith. What does this mean? You catch a survivor off guard on a generator. Survivors cannot use their exhaustion perks to escape your grasp. This is the #1 reason you're using this perk for. If you don't run this perk, you're going to go against a lot of survivors that, or if they're injured, they're just going to dead hard immediately. They're going to lithe away at a window. They're going to sprint burst away. This denies that, and it's really good for securing the first easy hit, and this actually could help you on the second hit if you catch the person later. Okay, and then we have Sloppy Butcher. This is also one of Wraith's probably best beginner perks. I think it actually might be his best. So this gets Mangled and Hemorrhage on the survivor. If you don't know what Mangled is, it makes it where healing takes 25% longer. This is good because the biggest counter to Wraith is healing. However, not only is healing a really good counter against Wraith, it is something Wraith can easily capitalize on. So this is going to make healing feel like a chore, being 25% longer. And this is going to make you be able to catch survivors out in the open more often, or maybe even, luckily enough, catch them while they're healing. And some survivors are probably not even going to heal themselves because it's like, oh man, 25%. Oh, this is going to take ages. I'm just going to do this generator. And then you catch that person, you have Fearmonger, and they're blind. So if they have aura reading, let's say if you're like uncloaked chasing someone, if they have something that can see you, they can't, so they actually always have the constant paranoia that you could be around. And then exhausted, they have to sit there on that gen knowing that if you actually are around, they can't dead hard, they can't sprint burst, they can't jump off from a cliff and balance landing away. They are vulnerable against you. Other thing this perk does, Hemorrhage, it means that if a survivor is healing, if you disrupt them, it goes all the way down, and Sloppy Butcher makes that, does that 25% quicker, which is really good. And then, okay, this one, again, really good perk from Trapper Video, really good perk on Wraith, because the only thing Wraith can do is a basic attack. So what this perk does is that if you down a survivor with a basic attack, all generators within 32 meters explode, and they explode 8% of their progress and they begin regressing normal speed. This is really good. This is really good. This is how you get, this is that good taste of gen pressure you can get as a beginner Wraith. Next one. Remember how I said Wraith's biggest counter was healing? Oh, a really good counter that is actually the cause of Wraith's counter is boons. And the most popular boons, or boon, is going to be Circle of Healing. If you don't know what a boon is, it's a survivor perk that it's Circle of Healing is a type of boon, and it's a survivor perk from Michaela Reed that makes it where she turns a dull totem into a boon, and the totem will appear blue. So what this does is that this makes it where every survivor heals a lot quicker, and they can heal by themselves. So this, you can run this. There is another one. I think it's called Shattered Hope right here. I think this one might be the better one, so I'm going to quickly describe what this one does. So for each Dolan Hex totem remaining on the map, gain a token. You're going to be starting with 5 tokens because the most totems that can spawn on a map, and the only amount of totems that can spawn in on the map is 5. So this So you're gonna have 5 tokens immediately. So replace this 10% with 50%. So you're gonna gain 50% more blood points. Hey, you can level up a Wraith quicker with this perk, actually. Okay, and then Survivor's cleansing and blessing speed is reduced by 50%. Again, 10% for each token, but replace it with 50 because that's how it's going to be in the start of the match. Just in case you don't know, it takes 14 seconds for survivors to boon a Dole Totem, and it takes 28 seconds for survivors to boon a Hex Totem. So if the survivors wanted it, if they try to boon this totem, it's going to take 44 seconds. And if they're doing a random Dole Totem on the map, it's going to take 21 seconds. And just in case for the new players, if you never went up against a boon before, this is how you know a boon goes off. You'll hear like this thunder sound effect, and it's global. You hear it at any range on the map. You hear bow, like a thunder sound effect. That means a totem's been booned. And what does this mean? This means that wherever totem they did, 24 meters of that totem, most likely it's going to be Circle of Healing, because that's and that's the thing you want to worry about against Wraith is Circle of Healing. And it can be pretty obvious when it's Circle of Healing. Like, let's say you hear a boon totem, you see someone just, like, self-carrying in the middle of the map, or healing themselves by themselves. That is an indicator, because no one really runs self-care anymore because of how bad that perk has been nerfed. So, Circle of Healing is, like, the next self-care, and some survivors will be running it. If survivors just heal by themselves in the middle of the open, if survivors if you look at the survivors' portraits or their HUD and they're healing pretty quickly, that is possible. A Circle of Healing is in play right now. And yeah, and there's actually going to be more, I'm going to try to do a lot of more explanation in the matches. I think I did this intro after I did those matches, and there's going to be 2 of them, because 2 of them kind of ended both of them kind of ended pretty early, because some people just disconnected. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I explained enough. I didn't want to I tried to go slightly in depth in an understanding way, and I didn't want to go completely in depth where I would be saying a lot of vernacular or DBD, vocabulary that could throw people off guard. So yeah, I hope you enjoy and learn something. Alright, we're on the Shattered Square as Wraith. This map actually shouldn't be too bad, but the thing about this map is that there's a lot of like long walls and things. Alright, so we have a thing right here. Let's see. As they're throw the hunt totem. We are already on someone. It looks like he might go upstairs to go on that generator. Indeed he is. So we're going to want to cloak quickly because there's a window right there. And we're going to hit this person. This person seems like they're AFK. Alright, we're going to be on her tail immediately. She does not... She does make it. We're going to do that to make it sound like we're swinging. Then we're going to grab her right off that. Okay, here's a really cool thing about Wraith. Okay, so you see how I was doing this, right? I went after her. I knew I wasn't going to make it, but I did that. Listen. You can hear like a little bone crackle when I do that. Believe it or not, that bone crackle that you hear, oh, I know where everyone is. It's the same exact sound as if swinging. So people can easily mistake that as a hit. So they're like, okay, I'm just gonna throw down the pallet because he's gonna swing right through it, but I'm not. I'm actually faking it. And right there, as you can see, I was able to body block as Wraith. I was able to body block through the pallet. He won't be able to heal himself because of Sloppy Butcher. Nice. And I didn't even fully uncloak, so this guy pretty much wasted a pallet. And there is a window here, so we're gonna go like this. And he's gonna jump right here. And we're gonna swing. Oh, I was way too ambitious. He's got Lithe. He's got Lithe, because you see I got a speed boost, but he didn't get the full speed boost. And he also was like, when he fell. And because of that, that means he had a Lithe. Because what balance landing... Okay, what Lithe is when survivors vault a window, they get a 3-second speed boost. That's also how when you saw him drop on the ground, he got like a speed boost for like a second. It's because he already got the speed boost in the air. He still gets a speed boost in the air, which made Lithe pretty much almost useless in that regard. But what balance landing is that when survivors jump from a height like this one, this is an exact perfect height, once they land the ground, they don't stagger, and they actually what's it called? And they sprint really quickly for like 3 seconds. But here's the thing. This is how you know a survivor has balanced landing. That person just left the game. This is how you know if a survivor has balanced landing. If you hear a survivor drop, but they don't make like a or like they don't moan or groan, that means they have the perk. If they do, like as you see that Meg was like, whoa, that means that she does not have it, so I can swing immediately. Oh. Here, I'll let you get that. Oh my god, I still missed though. Alright, let's do like a Killer Shack my game. You could do this to fool your red right. Yeah, like that. It'll make them vault the window. But think about this Killer Shack. It's elongated, so he makes it to the pallet anyway. Oh, he's gonna whip that in my forehead. Bing bong. He's gonna fake it. I knew it. Oh, he ran right to the window. We're gonna do a mind game like this. We're gonna wait for like 2 seconds and go around here. It's gonna be right there. Perfect. But there's a really good pallet right here. Alright. How are we gonna do this? Like that. He still makes that. We're gonna pretend we swing. There we go. He threw it down. And we're gonna go like that. We're gonna have to break this. This is gonna be really hard to mind game as Wraith. And he's got the window right there, so we gotta leave this guy. Well, I mean, we don't have to, but because that person disconnected for some reason, and they pretty much killed their team. See, someone actually booned a totem, but it took them a while. You hear that thunderstruck that just happened? That means a survivor booned. And because I throw the hunt, it takes like 50% longer to do the booning. Yeah, so this guy probably felt like a while when he did the boon. And we uncloak quicker, so we drop on this guy quicker. Funny thing is, we grabbed him, and because that jolt doesn't go off, and we're gonna snuff this boon. It's gonna take even longer for them to do it if they try it again. Hey. See, like, this long window is pretty good against Wraith if you know how to run it, but this guy was way here too early. Like, you can loop this pallet with this wall against Wraith. Because you gotta remember, Wraith is pretty intimidating. Like, he's invisible and he goes really quickly. But here's the thing. Like, you see, like, I can't do anything. I can't swing. I am completely useless. So, the best thing I could do is try to get in front of him and body block him. As you can see, it's gonna be really hard in, like, a pallet like this. Like, you see these long walls and stuff. So what you gotta do, you gotta make him double think, like this. Like, what am I gonna do right here? Go this way. We're gonna look like we mind game, and he knows that. We're gonna go around the corner. Oh, nice. See, this guy knows. This guy knows what he's doing. We're gonna mind game like that. Throw him off guard. Go for a hit. But we're not. We're gonna mind game just like that. Dead hard? No. Yeah, so, like, one thing you really want to get used to as Wraith is that if you know you can't make a hit, but on the survivor's end, it looks like you're just wailing it. You just fake a hit by just by tapping the bell button. That's all you have to do. Tap the cloak button and it'll work just like that. Mind game like that. Like, it makes a sound like that. Okay, so here's the thing. This guy's trapped here, so either he's got to run away or he's got to deal with me. Yeah, he's going to run away. That's a smart thing to do. Like that. It's going to be a hit right there. And now he's back to this pallet. And I think he's going to hold W, yeah. Holding W is a survivor strat, and the survivors, what they do, they just run in a straight line like this. Oh, damn, that was a mistake. Cancel? Oh, wait a minute. What's this guy's ping? Oh, never mind. He has a really good ping. Because, like, I actually got the hit right there, but the game just stopped it for some reason. Oh, dude, I got auto-aimed on the bush. Alright. Yeah, this is really hard to play against. Go for a hit. He's going to throw it down, and we're going to play it. They got my totem, but that's them not doing anything. Alright. So you gotta make them play 50-50 on the weaker side. It looks like he's going to keep going. We're going to go like that. Is he going to keep going? Yeah, so this guy has nothing for him right now. Let's see if he has dead hard. You can do that to also bait a dead hard, because it sounds like you're going for a swing. Some survivors will actually go off of audio reaction time and not necessarily visual. And even if they do go for visual reaction time, it actually, when Wraith puts his arm up to bang on that, to bing bong that bell, it actually looks like he's going for a hit. Like, if you do like that. Like, it looks like he's going for a hit. And again, it makes the same exact sound as swinging. Okay, that guy doesn't make the body block. We're gonna go like that. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. So, again, you want to force the 50-50 on the survivors, not them forcing it on you. See, them, I'm forcing it on him, so it's like, there we go. But he played right. I guess you could do this, because it could be really distracting to go up against. It's just you keep bonging the bell. And you keep flashing into invisibility when you do that. Okay, what's this? I think he's got a really good palette. Oh, no, he's got a window here. We're going to vault that like that. And he doesn't even make that. Nice. Yeah, so, like, again, like the hit and run strat we want to do as Wraith, you want to hit one guy. You only want to get your hits off of surprising people. You actually do not want to commit to chasing people. You only want to hit people to surprise them. You don't want to commit to chases, because that's how you lose as this killer. Like, think about it. If I committed to this guy, see, I surprised him, so it's going to be a free hit. But the thing about Wraith, landing that second hit is going to be even harder. But not right now, because that guy just went for this save right there. But you know what I mean. Like, let's say you surprise someone on a generator. Okay, you hit them, and now you're committing to a chase. That is not going to go so well. Because as Wraith, without your stealth and mobility and surprise factor, you're just a weak M1 killer. Ah, I kind of knew he was going to do that. He's going to throw that down. We're going to do something like here, like that. Oh, he played that really well, though. I don't know why these guys are teabagging so much. You're getting destroyed, though. He doesn't make that. There we go. There we go. No bounce landing because you heard him made a sound when he dropped. Nice. Alright, again, if it was a 4v1, you want to play Wraith with like a 4v1 mentality. You don't want to chase someone. Make it sound like we're going for the hit. He's going to drop it, and he's going to keep going. Does he have this guy to body block for him? This loop is longer than expected. Alright, that's an easy down right there. And we already know where the last person is. If I really wanted to, I could keep this guy in the ground and go for the 3 kill, but I don't really care. Bam. And there we go. That gen's regressing because of Jolt. Again, Jolt is really good on Wraith because Wraith is an M1 killer. And what? Again, I don't even, how do I explain what M1 killers are? M1 killers are killers that rely only on swinging because that's all they can do. Like Wraith can't grab a bell and yank it at his survivor or anything. Like all he has is his weapon, and that's all he can use. M2 killers are killers like Huntress, where Huntress can throw a hatchet. Deathslinger has a harpoon gun, you know. Billy and Bubba have a chainsaw that counts as M2. But like Wraith can't attack with anything else but his weapon. Same thing with Trapper. I consider Trapper M1 killer, even though he has traps. Traps are not something you're gonna be using, or it's not like something you consistently always have to use at the survivors. If that makes sense. That's weird. So that person actually did. Oh no, this was the yeah, this was the person. Yeah, this is the person. See, they had life, which I said before. When they vaulted up there, they got like a 1 to 2 second speed boost, because when you vault a window with life, the survivors immediately get that 3 seconds, and that counts if you're falling from a ways. Oh, we got Larry's. So this map is an indoor map. Indoor maps are really good for Wraith. And the reason why is because, look, it's really close corridors. I can really jump scare people on this map, including because I have the yellow bell. And again, remember, the yellow bell is omnipresent on the survivor's end. Anytime you give it a good whacking, every survivor hears it. Oh, I am so sorry, man. I probably should have let you got that. For some reason, I thought that gen was right there. Oh, this person's right here. They had sprint burst. Okay. Okay, so this pallet is really good against Wraith, so I'm just going to have to brute force it like that. Perfect. This should be a hit. Yep. You got to think about it. Like, to me, that's a win-win as killer. So it's like either she wastes that pallet, and yeah, Wraith has a pretty long stun, but it's worth it in my opinion because that's a really good pallet. You have Wraith gone out of the get-go. Okay, we might be able to get a grab here. Dude, perfect. Again, the yellow bell is omnipresent, so all 4 survivors hear that at all times when you use it. So this girl probably thought I was still chasing one of the injured people, but no, I was preying on her. Perfect, man. I got a grab, so Jolt doesn't activate. Jolt only activates when you hit a survivor and they fall flat on the ground like a dead frog. And we still got Thrill the Hunt. So if they try to boon or anything, oh, see, this is a good gen against Wraith. Okay, this person already knew I was here. Okay, I'll prey on this one then because she's injured. Nice. Jolt's gonna hit that. That's perfect. That's what that notification is. Again, you want to play Wraith hit and run. You don't want to commit the chases unless the chases already look not so good on the survivors. Like right here, if I chase this girl from the start of the match, who knows? Maybe 2, 3 gens would have went off, you know. But no, I was able to grab someone and be able to surprise her to get that second final hit. Also, you can do this randomly to scare people, just like that. Oh, that could have worked actually. Nice. See, this is like one of the strongest pallets on this map. I brute force it, now it's gone. Like, who cares that I got stunned? They can't use this pallet anymore. This is like that's an incredibly safe pallet against Wraith. Dunzo. Absolutely gone. There's someone right there. Oh, she knew. She got a pallet right there. Oh, I knew it. I was going to show my red light outside that window to make her think that was an actual doorway, but it wasn't. It was a window, so she was actually perfectly safe, but I isolated her. Alright, let's see. Where are you going? You're going to this window? Okay. And then I'm gonna uncloak because she can... Oh, there we go. That's a mistake. She's got this pallet here, but we're gonna do like that. Oh, that was really good, actually. I probably should have been patient. That's a really good pallet, too, against Wraith. We played that wrong. Dead hard? No dead hard. Look at that jolt value on all of those gens. And that guy killed himself. Oh, yeah, I don't know why people give up so easily in this game, but that's the Dead by Daylight community. If you're a beginner watching this, oh, dude, you're only getting started. You're just a pinky toe in this community. Hey. Surprise attack on her. Looks like she's running towards the hook. We can capitalize on that. She's not. Window? No. Which way are you going? I think this girl's kind of lost, to be honest. She's got a window right there. She doesn't even see it. She's got a pallet. Oh, no, she doesn't. That's a different hook. I thought that was the indoor loop with, like, the plants and stuff. Again, Jolt hit that. The basement's really bright. I'm going to put her down there, though. Yeah, so, and in Larry's, the basement will either spawn here. This is the library side of the map. Or it will spawn in the middle. I call it the middle. Sometimes it's not. It's this area. So again, this is what the library looks like. It looks like this, and then there's the basement right there, and this is the middle. Again, I call it middle because it kind of has like that middle vibe where it has like this, you know, orange like glowing thing here. There'll be a basement either here, or usually I think it's almost always right there. Looks like this team is crumbling pretty easily. And again, like I said before, it is Larry's. Larry's is one of the Wraith's best maps for hit and run. Like, you feel so isolated as a survivor playing this map. Nice. She didn't know exactly where I was coming from. We're gonna go like that. She just has a window here. She's not gonna play it. We're gonna go like that. Nice. I actually almost could have gotten hit right there on that pallet. This is a really unsafe pallet against Wraith, and she just left the game. Just say GG, well played, add a heart emoji, and just move on. Let's see what they had, though. So we got a flashlight. Wraith can actually get burned from flashlights when he's cloaked. If a survivor aims a flashlight at his body, doesn't even have to blind you as Wraith, even if you're looking away at them